Yes, good evening. Welcome back to Football Heritage TV. It is now the day after the Euros has finished. How very rude of me. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are, whichever country, whichever part of the world you're in. Good evening to you, good day to you, good morning to you. It is the day after the Euros has finished, which means the sympathisers have no more excuses. There are no more excuses as to why we can't sign players. I don't buy that excuse anyway, as you all know, but there are no excuses. Tottenham should be putting in bids for players. Tottenham should be doing bits. We've got to catch up. We've got a lot to do. We've got a manager telling us he wants to challenge for a title, and we've got a club that aren't buying players to match that ambition. So let's talk about that today. The Euros are over. What next for Spurs? And then I put in there, when does our transfer window begin? Because I refuse to believe that Werner on loan and Archie Gray from Leeds is the beginning of a window. That is not the beginning of a window for me. That window could be from Burnley. That window could be from Fulham, from Brentford. That is not from Burnley. We've got our first troll in the chat. Jason S. said, Romero just won another trophy. How dare you? Now you can't say he's at world class. Just going to put this out there. I shut someone down with this earlier, Jason. Does that mean the entire Argentina 11 are all world class because they've just won loads of trophies? If they're all world class, then the world's gone mad. But of course, Romero plays for Spurs, so he is world class. Of course he is. Let's forget how poor he can be on occasions for Spurs. He is world class. You can have that one. Well done, Jason. Someone else in the chat, Delta Force, has said, if you win the first 5 games, don't get excited like last season. You clearly don't know me. Last season, I was one of the people going, calm down. This isn't going to last. Calm down. Everyone losing their minds, printing out T-shirts saying Spurs are winning the title, blah, 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 blah. So I think you've got the wrong channel and the wrong YouTube content creator to be saying things like this to. So where do Tottenham go from here? Tottenham... All I've heard for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks is that it's going to be Desiree Douy who is joining Tottenham Hotspur from Rennes. Desiree Douy, who apparently, according to Romano and Plettenberg, Desiree Douy is going to Bayern Munich. And why wouldn't he? Why would you go to Tottenham over Bayern Munich? Let's be brutally honest. And the fact that apparently Rennes are asking for 60 million for a 19-year-old. 60 million. The world's gone mad. But this leads the question. Where are Tottenham going to make signings? Where from? When? What are we doing? Just so you know, there are 31 days. I'm not counting the rest of today. There's about 5 hours left of today. From midnight tonight, there are 31 days until the Premier League campaign kicks off. That will come around very, very quickly. 31 days for Spurs. People will go, oh, the window doesn't shut then. No, but you want to be ready. You want to be ready for your season, don't you? 31 days until the season starts. And what have we done so far? Sweet FA. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Hey, the usual suspects in the chat. Let's say hello to a few people before we crack on. Big up to Mark Cook. Hope you're well, my friend. Another channel member. Big up to you. Second Will. Would I take Vissa? I would. I don't think it moves the dial. I think he's a good player. But again, for me, I just think it's an underwhelming signing that doesn't help us close the gap. People, you will hear me say this all summer. Close the gap. Close the gap. When people say to me, City, Arsenal, Liverpool aren't doing a lot, they don't need to close any gaps on us. We need to close gaps. So for me, Vissa, I don't mind. I think he'd be a good squad player. But again, where's the ambition? Big up to Vinny Rowley in the chat. He said, hope you're well. Glad the Euros is over. Me too. I actually found it really painful, the England hype yet again. Big up to you, Vinny. Hope you're well, my friend. Robert Wilson's in the chat. Big up to you. He hates international football as well. I'm seeing a pattern from a lot of people. Anthony Clark, good evening to you, saying no excuses. Absolutely no excuses now. There can be no excuses. We've had too many people saying, wait till the Euros are over. Well, they're over. This week, I expect bids. Yeah, this week I expect bids from Tottenham Hotspur to close that gap. Big up to Ryan G in the chat. Hope you're well, my friend. What's going on with Neto? How much would you sell him for? Should Spurs buy him? Ryan, big up to you. Hiko Ployer said United just lost to a mid-table team from Norway. Don't care. No one gives a crap about a friendly in the middle of July. Billy Andrews said, news from Ali Gold, Destiny Adogi is not expected to be fit to face Hearts in Tottenham's pre-season opener as he continues rehab from a season-ending injury, which means, again, we might see Jamie Donnelly at left-back again. I mean, madness, absolutely madness. But Ange is a genius. Gary Officer, big up to you, said, I mean, now the Euros are over, isn't it time for Spurs staff to go on holiday? Or is that what they have been doing since the season ended? It beggars belief. I want to see it. Gary, I will push this home. No excuses. Where are the big bids? Where are the big players that we're going to buy? We've got to see them, mate. We have got to see them very, very soon. Robert Wilson, we shouldn't have any trouble against Hearts. I'll be honest. Listen, I don't care. You can win friendlies this early in the season is more about fitness. I don't really care about the scorelines. I think once you get 1 to 2 weeks out, you've got to start seeing better performances. But yes, I agree with you. Liam said, big up Sarah, holding the club to accountability. Yeah, the club needs to be held to accountability. So does our manager. The manager said we're going to do signings early. Haven't seen it. So what are we doing? Big up to Mario. 37% possession in a final. Gareth Southgate, much. Good day to you, George. Hearts is Wednesday night, I believe. Wednesday night will be Hearts. Adam, good evening. Good evening to you, sir. Hope you are well. Big up to Ben Salih Yusuf. Olmo said this transfer window is very bad so far. Yes, so far it's really bad. So far it's very poor. It's 2 unknown kids and Timo, well-known Werner. And yeah, really, really poor. I agree with you. Anna is in the chat. I won't be able to do everyone's, but I'll do a few more. Anna said, we will do what Levy always does last-minute transfers. Nothing changes. Yeah, either that or we'll sign some mediocre players and then you'll get lots of people calling them really, really good. Someone in my chat earlier telling me that we've just signed 2 of the best young players in world football in Gray and Bergvall. That sums up where we're at, right? Is no way of knowing that at all. No way of knowing that. Olmo said he's going Bayern or PSG. No way you'll get... Mate, I agree with you. No, listen, I agree with you. I agree with you. Now, he's a very talented footballer. That's why we won't get him. The second wheel, who's been praising all these kids we're signing, now says we need experience. Has the penny dropped? Are we finally realising what's been true all along? Big up to Ash. Big up to my man Tony in the chat. Hope you're well. I love it. Scott, big up to you, my friend. I hope you are well. Philly, my brother from another mother is here. Big up to Skur. BVB, David is in the house. Anything you want to talk about, put it in. We will talk about. I'm just going to go through. Look, I won't be able to do everyone's, but look, Nico Williams is going to go to Barcelona. Nico Williams is going to go to Barcelona. That is their player. They want him to play on the left and Yamal to play on the right. What I love is the Barcelona president, if he wants a player, comes out and says, this is our target. We don't have an owner that does that. We don't have an owner that tells us what his plans are at all. Mick has said, where is this plan in place about transfers that Ange said at the end of the season? Absolutely. Again, Ange talks a lot. Ange talks a lot, and it doesn't mirror what the club do. He's got to sort that out. Yeah, I agree. If we've got both Eze and Neto, suddenly you start to look up a bit, don't you? Suddenly you think, yeah, we've got some firepower. We've got some excitement. But I just can't see that we're going to get both. As I said yesterday, Skirt, and apologies for repeating myself. As I said yesterday, when fans were telling us Timo Werner wasn't a bad signing, it's only an 18-month loan, he takes up one of the squad registration places for forwards, which means instead of going and getting 2 forwards, a wide man and a striker, we'll most likely only get 1 player of those in those areas. So it will be exactly the same forward line as last year with 1 addition. That's poor. That's piss poor. That's why anybody who goes, yeah, Werner, I don't mind that, They can't want success. They don't want to get better. They want the same old rubbish at Spurs. And I'll say that to anyone's face. You know I will. Show me the lights and said, why would Eze or Nico Williams want to sign the Spurs? We don't win anything. Some fans are so deluded, it's embarrassing. Listen, Nico Williams, I get. He's got big suitors. He's got bigger suitors than Tottenham. Eze, listen, if we're Tottenham, the 7th richest club in the world, with the biggest stadium and best training ground, how on earth can we not go to Crystal Palace and take one of their players? That's the way I look at it. We should be able to. Look, Newcastle managed to get Isak. Yeah? West Ham managed to get Paqueta and Kudus. There's no Newcastle managed to get Gordon. There's no reason we shouldn't be able to get an Eze. Terry O'Shea, good afternoon, evening to you. Said, big up, said before, we should be trying for a Memphis Depay on a free transfer. It's not the striker option for me, but a good squad player. See, now I would have got him on a free instead of Timo Werner on a loan. I would rather see Depay, who could be a bit hit and miss, but when he's hit, he's good. But we went for Werner. We went for the cheap option. And again, a lot of our fan base started, yeah, well done. That's what it is. John G has said, Euros and Copa America showed how overplayed the players are these days. I thought players looked lethargic, and I thought the games were poor quality throughout. It was boring to watch. True. I have an issue with this, though, and not with you. I saw this on Sky Sports today. My issue with it is managers are allowed to rotate players. Gareth Southgate can complain all he wants about how many games Foden played, Bellingham played, Saka played. Didn't rotate any of them once. We played Slovenia, Serbia, Slovakia, Denmark. And in none of those games, Gordon could have played 90 minutes. Or Eze could have played 90 minutes. Or Palmer. So I get it. But there were options there that meant players didn't have to play every 4 or 5 days. But again, we didn't do that. And other countries did, in a way. Other countries did. While we're there, come on. You know the rules. Smash that like button. We've only got 53 likes, nearly 200 of you in here. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to the show. It really does help as we grow. But big up to you. Remco said, if we buy Eze, would this mean Maddison on the bench? I don't believe so. A top manager would find a way to get both of them in the team. When Man City play, you don't say, oh, Bernardo Silva's playing. That means Phil Foden's going to be on the bench. Or Grealish is going to... They rotate. They find a way to play all these players. That's what a top team does. We've got to stop worrying about this 11. For me, you've got to have options. Paratici going to be cooking. I mean, I'm waiting. I've been waiting 5 years for Paratici to cook. So far, he's bought a lot of busted flushes. Dietrich Kane, big up Dietrich. I hope you are well. I said, people said our scouting improved, which I completely disagree. Players like Dennis Mann from Romania is right there. Dietrich, we don't ever seem to go and do anything like that, do we? It seems to be kids or people like Richarlison and Werner. You know what I mean? It's like we get older players who are not great, or we get young players who are fans then just completely start talking about, oh my God, they're amazing, they're generational. And if Ange can deliver with them, blah, 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 blah. Big up to Richard Hollis. Keep up the good work, he says. Yeah, thank you. I will try my best. Yes, fans loving the deal for Werner. Don't go anyway. I just can't deal with it, mate. Are we still doing this Eze thing? The dude's so overrated. Slynell, another fan who doesn't get it. Eze's better than anything we've got going forward. And we have fans like this that don't think he's good for us. I don't know what to say to that. Same as we had fans yesterday. Who was in the show yesterday morning when we had people saying that Nico Williams wouldn't get in our team? Nico Williams isn't good enough for us. Eze's not good enough for us. Yeah, all right. We're playing Brennan Johnson and Timo Werner and Solomon and Richarlison and Kulu. Unbelievable. Brian is not expecting a marquee signing. No, me neither, mate. Me neither. Mr. AJ, big up to you, my friend. I hope you are well. Lots of people in the chat. I'll try and get to as many comments as possible. I always do try, but it's not always that easy. Big up to Angus in the chat. I hope you are well. What are Arsenal doing? What do you expect from Arsenal without being deluded? Because last time we spoke, you told me that Mbappe was signing. So let me know, what are your team doing? Because they can, is the simple answer to that. They can ask for big transfers, and if clubs want them, they have to pay it. It's that simple, right? That's supply and demand for you. Eze is not some crazy world-class player. Come on now, you're giving Levy excuses. What? What are you talking about? No one called Eze world-class, and whoever gives Daniel Levy an excuse. What are we talking? What crap are you talking as normal, mate? What do you mean? You giving Levy excuses? You really don't know me very well, do you? I don't give Daniel Levy excuses. Daniel Levy should be going out and going, Eze, bang, done. Right, next. He's not some crazy world-class player, but we got fans telling us we can't even sign him. So, listen, you're the one. You praise Archie Gray and Bergvall. I don't know. You praised, in my comment section earlier, you praised Timo Werner. Don't make me read out the post you sent to me because you will be embarrassed in front of all these people. Yeah? So come on. Why sign Werner then? What if we sell Hill and Solomon? Not those are calls who... Look, even if you sell Hill and Solomon, you've still got Werner, Richarlison, Son, Johnson, Kulu as 5 forwards. Now, that doesn't take into account Solomon, Hill, and one more, and Valise. Now, if these 3 go out on loan or are sold, you've got 5 forwards there. So you'll probably buy 1 more to make it 6 across the 25-man squad. That's why the Werner signing was so poor. Big up to my man Strasbourg Steve, who's going to be part of the 24-hour charity stream starting at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Before we do, thank you to whoever just subscribed. Smash that subscribe button, people. Help me keep growing. And please do smash that like button. We should easily be on 120 by now. We're only on 76. So it's free to like and to subscribe. Do both those things. Second, Will, what do you think of Solomon? I think he's a very, very average footballer that couldn't get into the Fulham team. So not for me, I'm afraid. I think he's one of these that will do some nice little cameo appearances, but again, doesn't close the gap. I know you like average players, but it doesn't close the gap. John Sweeney has said Spurs simply won't pay a top wage. Thus, we go for a cheaper option every time. John, I'd love to sit here and disagree with you, but I really can't. I can't disagree with you. Has it started yet? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Scott, Solomon is crap. He's a poor man's Timo Werner. Look, it's just another. It was a cheap deal, right? It was a free transfer. We took advantage. I think he had 1 good game against Burnley, then got injured, and everyone went, "Oh, he looks good. He looks good." I wouldn't say he's brought in gems. I think he's made some good signings. The majority, though, I think have been really poor. Hence why we, in the last few years, we've struggled. What we finished? Was it 8th, 5th, 4th, 8th, 5th? I mean, for all these gems, they're not really doing a lot, are they? So for me, yeah. Big up to absolutely everyone, but big up to you, Lee Smith. Hope you're well. I'll tell you what's worrying for me, guys. Tell me you're a troll without telling me you're a troll. Imagine if this was true. Imagine this guy actually believed this. Can you imagine this? You imagine there are fans in our fan base that think Brennan Johnson is better than Eze. That astounds me. Like truly astounds me. It's like saying Susan Boyle is better looking than Margot Robbie. Do you know what I mean? It's just so ridiculous. But thank you for the comment. SP Skywalker has said Eze Antonio are a must. Homegrown, Prem proven. Well, look, let's go and do it. The window's open. Let's go and do it. We can make excuses. They've just finished the tournament. Alvaro Morata today signed for AC Milan. Last night, he was playing in a final, winning a trophy. Do you know what I mean? Le Normand today signed for Atletico Madrid. By the way, just to say, well done, Spurs. On this day in 1997, we signed David Ginola, a proper player, proper signings. Well done, Tottenham, for what you did nearly 30 years ago. Well done, Tottenham. Big up Neil Johnson said, yes, Sarah's back. The only Spurs guy that speaks sense. Listen, I'm not the only one that speaks sense. There's some really good people that speak sense, and there's loads of people that just say it to be liked. I don't care about being liked. It is what it is. If people don't like me, that's fine. But they don't like me because I challenge the conventional opinion. Yeah, they don't like it because when I have an opinion that we're not going to finish fourth, we're going to finish fifth. When I say we're not doing, and it happens, they get annoyed. Oh my God, this is why we didn't win, because of you. Nothing to do with the club. Some fans don't know quality players till Deshaun. It is truly, truly embarrassing. Truly embarrassing. Yeah, absolutely. Eze is a very good footballer. He walked straight into our team. Strasbourg Steve has said Calafiori probably going to sign for Juventus. That's all I know with Arsenal transfer business. What about your boy, Steve? What are Newcastle United doing? Look, the worrying thing for me is this. You hear all over the place, don't you, that United are in talks with. United have bid for this, that, the other. Arsenal in talks with Calafiori. You know, and then I look at Spurs and I go, there's nothing. There's no news. Like, there's no... and you know, I'm not one of those YouTubers who's going to pump out a video every 4 hours about fake links, but there's no news. Where is the news? Where is Spurs have bid for this player? Spurs are in talks with this player. I saw today that Man United have asked Bayer Leverkusen what they want for Tar. That's mad. What a good centre-back he is. They've gone to Bayer Leverkusen and gone, what do you want for Tar? To strengthen in an area where they need strengthening. Watch if he goes there. Watch our fans go, it's not better than what we've got. It's just absolutely makes me laugh. Man United interested in Tony, which means that we ain't getting him. Gutted. Look, we've had this recruitment team's been in place for nearly a year now. They've had a long time to look at a number of forwards, a number of wingers, centre mids, defenders. So far, the best they've come up with is Timo Werner, Gray and Bergvall. So, I mean, do you trust them to get a deal like this over the line? It should be a given, right? I'm one of those fans, right? If Spurs went and signed Tony and Eze, you're talking about two players from Brentford and Palace. That shouldn't be something that we all lose our minds over. That should be a standard for a club as rich as us that have ambition, right? So let's go and do it. Archie Gray isn't even good enough to play in the midfield. They had to put him at right back to get minutes. I mean, listen, I don't know. He's young. I don't want to judge young players. I don't want to judge young players. By the way, Fabrizio Romano, this last 15 seconds, has just announced Nottingham Forest are closing in on a deal to sign Nikola Milenkovic from Fiorentina. Final proposal set to be accepted as details are being sorted. Then Nottingham Forest player. How are Nottingham Forest buying players? Like, that's a good signing for Nottingham Forest. That's a good centre-half. He's a very good centre-half. How are Forest going out there and... I don't know. You think we paid, 30, 40 million for Gray? They're paying 12 million for Nikola Milenkovic. I don't know what we're doing. I really don't know what we're doing. Big up to Joseph. Hope you're well, my friend. Said big up. Eze gives the team a bit more excitement. Yeah, absolutely. I want to be excited. So many games last season, we were boring to watch. Sideways, backwards, sideways, backwards, sideways, backwards. You're like, no, get a bloke who gets the ball, beats a man. I don't want to see Kulu cutting every 5 seconds. Sarah, what was the last Spurs player signed that got you excited? Mine was Van der Vaart. Yeah, I mean, truly excited to our thought. What a great signing, Van der Vaart. Yeah, before that, Ginola, Klinsmann. But yeah, absolutely. I really liked the signing of Toby Alderweireld as well. I'd seen him play for Atletico Madrid and Southampton. I thought he was a really good player. So yeah, Ronnie has said Hill, Solomon, Richie, Valise, Lo Celso won't be it. I think Richie will be. The others, sure, they shouldn't be here. They shouldn't be here. I saw that Lo Celso got an assist last night. And then all over social media, our fans start going, oh my God, what if Ange gets the best out of him? He's only been here 5 years. Never change, Spurs fans, never change. Philly said, who in their right mind is buying Solomon when he is consistently injured? Yeah, mate, I don't know, mate. I really don't know. D-Trix, big up, brother. I said, Savat, if we don't sign any quality players, do you blame Ange for failure? Listen, I blame all of them. Do you know what it is, right? I hate Levy. I hate the way this football club is run. I think it's embarrassing. But that doesn't mean I can't excuse other people in their roles. Directors of football, scouts, manager. For me, I think it's a bit of everything. So far, I've seen that this manager's really happy to accept mediocre. That's a true concern for me, that we've got a manager that, on this hand, we want to challenge for titles and winning mentality. On this hand, yes, I'll have loads and loads of kids and Valise and Solomon and Werner and Johnson. I mean, make the hands match. That's just me. That's just me. Scott Emma said the fact that fans are saying, let's see what Solomon can do when healthy, when we are 25 points behind City and Arsenal, says it all. Absolutely. Listen, Solomon for me is probably one of those players who'll give a great cameo appearance every now and then, score a goal off the bench. There's a huge difference, Scott, as we know, between that and being here and doing it every week. And that's the difference. We never sign those players that are consistent. Johnson scored a hat-trick. Yes, I reckon I could have scored a hat-trick against Cambridge United. You just have to laugh. Abdullah said, apparently Bayern want to get both Doué and Xavi Simons. And if they don't get Simons, Olmo is the alternative. I mean, yeah, it's a club that want to win, right? It's a club that want to win. Yeah, they're a big club. But you know what? Go in for the player. Do you know what I mean? Make it happen. Mark Cook has said, Sava, do you expect a different approach from Big Ange in the coming season, especially as we struggled with one game a week? Look, that's my question mark. That's my question mark. Last year, I thought we had a really poor second half to the season. I thought defensively we looked absolutely shocking. And that was playing once a week. That was once a week. He's got to step it up. He's got to find a way to change this, improve it when we're playing 2 games a week. That's less time on the training pitch because you're flying, you're playing. I mean, he's got to, right? He's got to find a way. Smash that subscribe button, people. You tell him, Mark. Smash that subscribe button. We should be getting 10, 15 subscribers a show. And smash the like button. I shouldn't have to keep asking. We should have 150, 200 likes. We've only got 97. Show some appreciation and some love, people. Howling Mad Murdoch, good evening to you. I said Levy likes to roll the dice on a cheap younger player, hoping for a diamond in the rough that can be sold on. Absolutely. Yeah. Mr. AJ, yeah. Listen, these kids, Mr. AJ, if they saw David Ginola playing in a Spurs shirt now, right, wouldn't know what's hit them. Then they'd see true quality. None of this Kulu this and Johnson this and Solomon and Werner that. None of that. A true class act. Lee Moody. Yeah. I didn't ever think we were going to get Desiree Doué. Desiree Doué, again, another 19-year-old. Listen, they can take him to Bayern Munich because Bayern Munich, they've already got Musiala, Gnabry, Leroy Sané. They can take him there, blood him into the team, rotate him in and out. We don't. Absolutely. Just yes, Sean. Just yes. These kids don't get it. Sly now said, Sava, let's both put up £100 for who gets more goals, assists between Eze and Johnson then. Charity of either choosing. Sure, but can we wait and find out where they're both playing first? And for a bet like this to exist, you need to have parameters. It needs to be based on average games played, right? Because if one of them gets injured and misses half a season, it skews, doesn't it? So let's see. I'll have that bet with you on the last day. Ask me as the win as Eze either stays at Palace or signs somewhere, and then we'll have the bet. Nope, I wouldn't take Rashford. Again, another player that is too up and down. He's got ability, there's no doubt about it, but too up and down. We've already got... Look, when I was growing up and I was doing all my coaching badges and that, there was one guy I coached with who always said to me, sometimes players. And it always stuck with me. That resonated with me. The difference is the Man Cities, the Arsenals of this world, the Bayern Munichs, the Inter Milans, I could keep going, all the top clubs, they buy all the time players. If that makes sense. They're on it. Most of the time they're on it. Spurs buy sometimes players. So we buy players like Bentancur, who on his day looks brilliant. For another 3 or 4 days, don't do anything. And that's the problem. We hold on to that day that they have that's good rather than how good are they consistently. So, for example, with Brennan Johnson, he'll grab a goal and an assist against Burnley, who are a relegated team, for example, just as an example. And we go, oh, my God, and again with more goals and assists. Great. Then you go and play a proper team, nowhere to be seen, not good on the ball, can't beat his man, doesn't cause the fullback any problems. So for me, it's sometimes players versus all the time players. Where are we? Arsenal are about to start talks with Eze. I mean, imagine if Arsenal got Eze over Spurs. Our fans will start doing that. We didn't want him anyway. We didn't want him. Fabrizio Romano has said Dani Olmo remains one of the names on Bayern Munich shortlist. It's considered a possibility only in case the Xavi Simons deal collapses. How nice would that be? You know your club's going to go, right, we want Xavi Simons, but if we don't get him, all right, we'll go for Dani Olmo. How good would that be? We're going for Archie Gray and Bergvall. I don't know. Yes, I did see this. Yeah, I did see that Sol Niguez had a good career as Sol Niguez. But look, it is what it is. I mean, where are the signings coming from? At the moment, we're not in talks with anyone, right? As much as we've been told, we're not in talks with anybody. There's been no, listen, the Plettenbergs, the Goldsteins, the Romanos, they would tell you, right? Apparently, I can't see they're going to let him go. I can't believe Conte would have gone there if they told him they're losing their top goal scorer. But hey, it is what it is. Alex said, to be honest, we should be going for Dani Olmo as his release clause is ending on the 20th. Never will happen now, though. Slept on him way too long. Yeah, I just don't think it's a signing Spurs make. I think a Dani Olmo, first of all, I think he'd have better options. But can you imagine Dani Olmo at Spurs? I think he'd light the place up. I think he's one of those players that the fans would fall in love with immediately as a cult figure. I think he'd be brilliant. Absolute brilliant footballer. I'll be surprised if he stays where he is. Big up as well. I've just had a £10 donation to the charity fund from Steve. Big up, Steve. Hope you're well, brother. I really hope you're well. That's USA Steve there has just stuck in £10. Please note that the link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. I'm popping it in here again now. It's pinned. Look, the link is, again, for anyone who doesn't know, 10 a.m. Saturday through to 10 a.m. Sunday, we're doing a 24-hour charity stream. By the way, 24 hours of streaming is hard work. I've been going 34 minutes and I am hot already. We're doing 24 hours and it's for a charity that aim to prevent suicide for men and to help with mental health issues. What could be better than that? And on the back of that, Lucas says, has anyone donated lately? We just had the extra £10. So far, that we're looking to raise £5,000 by Sunday lunchtime. So far, we've got £113. If anyone does want to donate, the pin is linked. Look, there's £273. I'd say this. If everybody went £1, that's an extra 273 quid, isn't it? If everyone went £2, we're nearly at 600 quid. So listen, I'm just putting that out there. If anyone would like to, that would be absolutely brilliant. Leave you with Bevy said, Man United aren't signing anywhere near transfers they've been linked with, though. They are in strife, held back by numerous players earning. I disagree with you completely. They're currently in talks with good players. What a negative way to look at a club that are doing good things. I don't get that, mate. I feel like you've got Spurs and them mixed up. What are my thoughts on, well, this was interesting. Listen, I like Declan Rice. He's a good player. I do think he is massively overrated, though, because he's English. He is massively overrated. When you saw Declan Rice had a poor tournament, let's call it for what it was. His passing was shocking. He was also played slightly out of position. But when you saw him yesterday up against proper midfielders like Fabian Ruiz, Rodri, Zubimendi, he looked completely lost. And listen, I like Declan Rice. I think he's a good, solid Premier League player. I think Van der Vaart was harsh. Hey, each to their own. Hotspur Hood, Dan has said, what the F? I've been wanting Spurs to buy Nikola Milenkovic for 3 years. If Forest can afford him, very good defender. £12 million. Yeah, £12 million. I mean, I would have been very happy if our 4 centre-backs going into a European season were Romero, Van der Ven, Dragusin and Milenkovic. But Spurs don't seem to be making moves for anybody. Back the manager, back the owners. Oh, this was the one who was down in my charity event. Big up to you. So I'm just trying to catch up here. Really trying to catch up. There's so many. Stevie C has said, Levy said last summer we're going back to our traditional methods, i.e. buy cheap, sell big, aka Gareth Bale, sell on for a big profit. It's all about revenue and profit. There's no interest in winning. There's never been an interest in winning. There's never, ever been an interest in winning, which is why when the manager tells me have winning mentality, the club doesn't have winning mentality. Why are you telling me, a single little fan, to have a winning mentality? Hey, that's just my fault. So big up to you, Stevie C. Big up to Liam, who's been a channel member for 1 month. He says, Sava, I'm terrified of this window. Don't think we'll sign a striker and we'll end up using Dane and Richie. Liam, I'm terrified of every window. I can't remember the last time I got to the end of the window and went, oh, yeah, great window. Hey, that's just me. Yes, but we're busy buying Archie Gray for 30 and 40 million. What are we doing? Xavi Simons wants to move back to Spain. He's waiting on Barcelona. How do you know that? Who told you that? But yes, he's named after Xavi, isn't he? He's named after Xavi, so that's interesting. Where are we? I love this name. I just love this name. The Elucidated Imp has said, happy inaugural International St. Tottenham's Day, everyone. That's a mouthful. Not only did we escape the humiliation of winning something without a single player in the squad, but we achieved the goal of taking part. And listen, I don't want to hear any nonsense when the season starts that our players are tired. I'm looking across that whole tournament. Van der Ven hardly kicked a football. Dragusin played, 3 games? 3? Højbjerg played 3 games. I can't think of anyone else. Who else played? I don't know who else played. Vicario didn't play a game. You know what I mean? Hey, it is what it is. Liston Hines, big up Liston. I said, as a non-English Spurs fan, thank God the Euros are over and the Spurs YouTube channels can focus on what's important again. Yeah, listen, I've tried to focus on what's important this whole time. I've tried, my man. Sean said, we will never win anything under this ownership. We have the money to buy quality players, but never go and get them. Absolutely. But then you will have YouTube channels and fans that will find an excuse as to why we don't. Big up to, listen, we've just had a couple of donations. We've had Maz from Tottenham Away, who's just donated into the charity fund. Big up to you, my brother. I really appreciate that. Dixon 2024 has also donated. Brilliant. Really appreciate that, guys. And then Anonymous, whoever Anonymous is, has. Bernie the Bolt did yesterday. So did Anna Dawes, Tony and AC, Costa del Spurs, George, Nige Pure COYS, and Laurie Boost. So far, we're up to £138. And I'm sure that everybody who's going through any mental health problems and considering suicide that gets this help, thanks you. And I thank you. So thank you very, very much. Joseph Tyler said, Levy makes himself look like a fool making comments. Got our Tottenham back. There brings in Werner for another season. Yeah, the moment he said we got our Tottenham back, and I saw people in the audience going, yeah. No one says, sorry, what is our Tottenham back? What is our Tottenham back? Here's another Ange Postecoglou fan. Another positive video. Listen, I'm waiting for something positive to happen. I'm waiting. You tell me, big up Ange, you troll. You tell me, what would you like me to talk about that's mega positive? I'm asking questions here. What's happening? Where's the signings? Who are we buying? What are we doing? The club keep tweeting about players' birthdays, videos of the players arriving back at the training ground, videos of, posts about sponsors on our sleeves and hotel planning permission. Where are the footballers? Where are they? Strasbourg, Steve, big up, brother. Thank you so much for the donation. Really appreciate it. I said, Savvy, you asked about Newcastle transfers. We are linked with Willie Nonto from Leeds and apparently Victor Siganov from Girona. I'd take either one. We need a right winger desperately. Yeah, I like, I'm going to butcher his name, is Zinikov from Girona. I like him whenever I've seen him play. Looks good. I think that would be a good signing. Haven't seen enough of Nonto, if I'm going to be brutally honest. Hey, it is what it is. But big up to you, my man. Sorry, I've just got this feeling there's going to be a sneeze. Angus, listen, it wouldn't surprise me if he ends up at you guys. It wouldn't surprise me at all. I think if you were to get him, please bear with me. Bless me. I think if you were to get him, Calafiori, I really think you start to put a squad together that, if managed properly, can do bits, as opposed to Spurs, who are not. Craig has said, for me, Levy's issue with transfers. Secondly, where's the naming rights in this so-called investment? Give Gray a chance. Craig, it's not about giving Gray a chance. We're doing that thing again. Every time you question a signing, it's give him a chance. Gray is a kid. For me, our first signing shouldn't be kids. We should be going and making a statement of intent. We've got so many kids at this football club. It's just getting a little bit silly now. Like, we are signing kid after kid after kid. And at what point are we actually going to sign some proper players? That's just me. That's just my feeling. Listen, Archie Gray could be good, but the thing is, what will happen? He'll have a good game, and people will hype him to the point where we're going to try and sell him. Who came in the other day and said it's going to be worth 80 to 90 million? You're like, how do you know that? How do you know that? Big up to Brian. He said, listen, big up. Anyone that donates, I'm absolutely in awe of you. You're my heroes. I think it's a really worthy cause. Look, Rob Frank has just donated as well. Big up, Rob. I really appreciate it, my friend. We're up to £148. Look, we're going to try and get 5K by Sunday lunchtime. Look, I will say this again. Suicide is the #1 killer of men aged 50 or under. Let that sink in. This is a charity trying to prevent that. It's a charity talking to those people who've got no one else to talk to. Yeah, people who are struggling with their mental health. This is a huge, huge deal. So please do give generously. Big up to Eugene. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you are doing well. Mr. AJ is in the chat and said, for me, a 10 out of 10 window would be Eze, Neto, Tony, Zubamende, and maybe Gallagher. Yeah, keep dreaming, my friend. Yeah, look, I said at the beginning of the window, I thought we'd sign 6 or 7. And I thought that we'd sign 3 younger ones, 2 average ones, and then I think we'll get 1 good one, like an Eze or a Tony. And then what we'll do is we'll cling on to that one really good signing and say, what a good summer. That's my prediction. Let's see how right. So far, I'm not too far off, right? Werner and 2 kids. So far, the first 3 haven't really disappointed my prediction. Do we need a new defender? I would say that unless Ashley Phillips is ready, then I would say yes. We're going into a European season where there's going to be a lot of games of football, and you've got 3 centre-halves. If 2 of them get injured, if 2 of them get injured, you're back to Royale or Davis playing at centre-half. So for me, yes, I think any team in Europe needs at least 4 senior centre-halves. People saying things like this, what happened last year? What happened last year when we lost players to injury? Hey, if the season started tomorrow, Sava, where would the Spurs finish? I think 6th or 7th if the season started tomorrow. I think that playing twice a week is going to be a shock to Ange, to this style of play. I think we really struggled once a week. Sometimes we played every 2 weeks. And we really struggled. So I think unless we get some real quality in, I do think it'll be 6th or 7th, if I'm honest. I think you're going to see Man United strengthen. We're seeing it already, right? Man United have got the targets Man United are going for. They're not messing about. Newcastle won't have Europe. Chelsea were very good towards the back end of last season if they carry on from that. So we'll see. We'll see. But Spurs have done nothing so far this window that makes me think we're doing any better. They've done absolutely nothing to move the club forward. The super positive people will tell you we have, but we haven't. We've just signed a forward who was already here last year and 2 kids who we don't know if they're any good. Ange is always better. Wait and see until he's sacked in November. Listen, I mean, look, the Spurs merry-go-round of managers, nothing really surprises me. It wouldn't surprise me if he's sacked by Christmas if the results go bad. Nothing surprises me. Terry said, Angus, know your football. As they started at Arsenal, you let him go. He ain't going back. Spurs King said, this is turning into Project Epstein. Look, I'm just so bored of these projects. I mean, how many projects have you all seen? I remember under Martin Yole and Santini, we were talking about a project, and Hoddle and then Yole, Santini, Hoddle, AVB, Sherwood, Redknapp. I mean, you could keep going, and Ramos, and Conte and Sherwood and Mourinho and I don't know, just whoever. We've all had projects. Give them time. Sava, give them time. It's going to come good. All these kids will come good. Yeah, of course they will. Spurs are waiting to get the deals when everyone has taken their pick. Yeah, let the big clubs get the proper players, and then we'll come in a little bit afterwards. Yes, Josh, absolutely. We should be subscribing. Come on, people. Let's try and let's have a look. Where are we? Let's try and get this. Let's try and get this to 12,635 by the end of the show. That's 13 subscribers. That's all it is. That's all it is. Tottenham till I die forever. Hang on. Sorry. Where have I've just completely lost a lot of messages. Bear with me. Philly has said, hang on. I've got to go further back. I'll come back to that, Philly. Yeah, Graham, I'm sure they do, but those other clubs as well, right? Sign top players. Do you know what I mean? I'm so bored. I'm so bored of hearing about pointless stuff. Tottenham till I die forever said, at Big Up Ange, we've won 1 trophy in 24 years. We know this board has no ambition. What would be positive? Listen, I want to be positive. I want to wake up tomorrow and see that Spurs have signed Eze, for example, and we jump on a stream and go, great signing. Right, next, where are we going now? At the moment, we haven't seen it. Vindaloo says kindergarten. Absolutely. Where are we? Philly has said we should talk about Spurs playing its membership, which needs renewing. £45 a year. That's positive. We can see behind the scenes footage of the pigeon and Timo Werner. Yeah, it really does make me laugh. It really does make me laugh. James has said, I totally agree. All these kids are going to start blocking each other from making the first team. Bang on. We should be looking at actually improving the first team. This is what makes me laugh, right? Last year, I heard from everyone how we've got this amazing youth team. Everyone kept telling me Devine and Mikey Moore, Ashley Phillips and Hall and Lancashire. So what do? We keep buying more and more young players. When do they get to play? How are these players going to get a chance to come through? Angus has said, I don't know what that was. Sorry, I don't know. No, all good, my man. All good, my man. Thank you for popping by. Thank you very much. Liam has said, I want to see Dorrington or Phillips in pre-season. You're going to see Phillips because we've got no centre-halves at the club right now. Romero with Argentina has just finished. Van der Ven, it has been given time off. So has Dragusin been given time off, and Dorrington is injured. So it's going to be interesting. To be honest, top 4 is achievable. I mean, look, we messed up top 4 last year playing 1 game a week. So at the moment, nothing's changed my mind that it can happen. Scott said, yes, we need a new defender because right now Davis is an injury away from playing regular minutes at centre-back. This is exactly. It's not rocket science, is it? Listen, for me, Spurs should go. Listen, that's why for me, I'll tell you what I would have done. I know he rejected us, but I would have got Tosin Adarabioyo, right, to be our 4th choice centre-half or rotating. English, knows the league, yeah, free transfer. It doesn't have to be a £20 million player, 30 million. Milenkovic, 12 million. Look, Van der Ven, we know he's going to pick up injuries because of the way his playing style. We know Romero's good for a suspension or an injury, right? Dragusin, we still don't really know. We've not really seen him play. So for me, I think you've really got to have more than 3 first-team centre-halves, or you're putting a lot of pressure on Ashley Phillips, who could end up going out on loan. So, yeah, a lot to be done. Thank you to whoever just subscribed. Really appreciate that. There's 324 of you in here. Make sure you're all subscribed. And there's only 141 likes. We should be at 200. Hands up. Tell me if you haven't subscribed. Tell me why not, what you need me to do for you to subscribe. Doesn't mean I'll do it, but let's see. Good evening to Video Complete. Sofian. Rico has said, big up Sava. You've been given 130 million to spend this window. How are you spending it? I'm getting Eze for sure. I'm getting probably Tony for sure. That's 100 million right there. And then for the other 30 million, I would probably be looking to bring in a really experienced central midfielder. That's what I'd be doing. Frankie said, personally, I don't want Eze for 60 million out front. But why do you care about the money, Frankie? It's not your money. We're not accountants. Why are we so worried about money? I don't get it. What's my opinion on Sudakov? I haven't seen any links with Sudakov. I don't know him that well, if I'm going to be brutally honest. Seen him play a couple of times, looks decent. If it's the one I'm thinking of, hang on, let me just double check, because otherwise I might be completely making some stuff up here. Bear with me 1 second. I think I'm getting muddled up here with someone else from Girona. Ignore me. I don't know who you're talking about. Ignore me. I don't know who you're talking about. Spurs King said Spurs are monitoring. Monitoring our targets signed for other clubs. It's so bad, isn't it? It's so bad. It's constantly monitoring, interested, checking in on, blah, blah, blah. It's madness. Absolutely madness. Eugene Sterner, big up. Thank you so much for the super chat. I said, with all the craziness happening in the US, glad I can rely on Spurs to brighten mood with signings. Listen, your country's crazy, man. Don't take that in the wrong way, but your country's always got some crazy stuff going on. But listen, I hope you're well. I'm sure everything will sort itself out. And thank you so much for the super chat. Really, really do appreciate that, my friend. That's very, very generous of you. Lucky Singh is here and said 2 clubs pushing, working with a deal. Who are we talking about there, my friends? Again, next season we should finish 4th or 3rd. Why? What's changed? Tell me right now what's changed to make that prediction. I'm all for saying nice things. I keep saying this, right? I'm all for saying nice things. I love the YouTubers that just say nice things, but give me some reasoning behind why we should finish 3rd. Why? Which one of Arsenal, City, and Liverpool are we overtaking? I'd love to know. I'd really, really love to know. Listener said people should be aware that even if we bought the likes of Eze, Neto, Gyökeres, and Ederson, we most likely would still be short of challenging, and we won't buy. Agreed. I don't think in any way, shape, or form just signing those 4 types of players makes us challenge. It's signing quality players like that every window that make you challenge, right? Again, but this is the guy you told me was an absolutely amazing manager, but he signed him. So if he doesn't work in the AND system, why did we sign him? Why did we sign him? No. See, Steinel, you don't listen. You don't listen. I hate when people do this. You don't listen to what I said. Multi-channel, I said, telling you now, we signed Marcus Edwards. It won't surprise me. It won't surprise me one bit. Kills birds with stones, right? What I mean by that is he's club trained as well. And then what you'll see is watch how many of our fans then start going on about how good Marcus Edwards is. Yeah, sorry, I've got the window open and a fly has come into my room. Right, he's pissing me off if I'm going to be brutally honest. So hopefully, bloody flies out. Let me know if you see him. That's the problem with having the window open. Apologies, I just kept seeing this thing flicker past me. Joseph has said, massive respect for what you do for mental health. As I've been in those dark places myself, it ain't a nice feeling. Yeah, it's not a nice feeling. And that's why we've got to do all we can. That's why it's really stingy when we are still on 622 subs. There's 312 of you in here. Come on. Are you telling me you've all subbed? Smash that subscribe button, people. Frankie said, I agree that we aren't accountants, but knowing what the club is like, they will get Eze and claim he took up the whole budget. But you've got to buy quality players. By this theory, Frankie, that means we never buy a quality player, right? Because we're always going for cheap. I mean, does that get us any better? Daniela has said, next season, why would Spurs finish third or fourth when other clubs are improving more than Spurs? Agreed. This is what I mean. Yes, absolutely. I'm thinking of, Girona. Yes. The Spurs, the analyst. I like that. I said, pick up Sava. For you, what makes a better season for Spurs next year? Realistic prediction. First of all, you've got to finish higher. Second of all, you've got to have better cup runs. Right? We can't be going out in the second round because Ange decided to put out a B team. So for me, that's a start. And keep buying good players. Keep buying good players. Get 2 or 3 in this window, 2 in January, 2 or 3 next summer. That's what I see as progression. Brian has said we need Eze, Doughty from Luton, Tony and Doué, Neto. It's really just the attack. 6 and defensive depth. Listen, Brian, the problem is we're not going to get that many forwards. We're not going to get Eze, Tony, Doué. It's not going to happen. We're really not. We've just signed Timo Werner and he's taken a squad place. He's really, really taken a squad place. You guys are so tight with your likes and subscribers, aren't you, lately? Very, very tight. Only 154 likes and only 1 subscriber throughout the entire show. No. That ship has been, it's gone, it's sailed. For me, it's a romantic notion to bring him back, isn't it? It's a romantic notion to bring him back and hope that everything gets better and all becomes great again. If the season started tomorrow, we would finish 8th. No, it can't be. You told me Ange, what did you say earlier? Was a phenomenal manager or a fantastic manager. So why would we finish 8th? You keep telling me all these young kids are brilliant. So why you've got to work out what your opinion is, Second Wheel. 1 minute we've got great players and the manager's amazing. The next minute we're finishing 8th. Where are we? Brian has said, with this team, we are not finishing 4th or 3rd. We need more signings. Absolutely. Angus has said, question, which striker do you think we sign that will be most suited to the way we play? Oh, God, who, Arsenal? I don't know. You might have to sign a striker that slightly changes the way you play, if anything, mate. But I don't know. All I know is that you're going to do better than us. That's all I know. Frankie has said, my optimistic prediction is 7th place, but we prioritise and win the Europa League. Can be competitive in both if we wake up in the transfer window. Listen, at the moment, I don't think we're anywhere near good enough to win a Europa League. I don't think the management's good enough. I don't think the squad's good enough. We'll see. I'm here. Lucky Singer said, German player, open move, Aston Villa, Man U and Chelsea. Don't know who we're talking about there. Who are we talking about, my friend? SOF, big up. How you doing? I said, I don't anticipate anything happening until after the Asia trip. The players out of favour will get left behind. I don't see any signings. I mean, when do we get back from Asia? How close is that to the season? Phil said, I'm fully behind Big Ange. I have this bad feeling that he will be gone at Christmas if we don't get the quality we need for a style. He signed off these players. I have no sympathy for him. He said he signs them off. He re-signs Timo Werner. That was his footballer. He signed Dragusin, doesn't give him a game. He signed Brennan Johnson. Yeah, he signed Valise. I don't feel sorry for him in any way, shape, or form. Josh Gaines is Savile. I'm just confused of what Liverpool's transfer plans are. I haven't seen any reliable link or anything. Yeah, I'm guessing your manager's probably getting to know the players, right? I mean, you've got a brand new manager. I'm guessing he's getting to know them, but it is what it is. Sino said Bergvall and Gray will surprise people next year. I keep hearing this. You've got no proof of that. Neto, for me, although a great player and cheaper than Eze, it's his injury record. It isn't great and there's a risk. This is the problem with Neto, isn't it? This is the problem. Just G, piss off. For what will we subscribe? You then just complaining here. There's always a lovely person like this. I don't know. Listen, maybe his parents didn't love him, but we'll just block him now. I can see the path. I can see when trolls come in just how it's going to start evolving into abuse to me. Frankie said, think they're right about getting quality. I'm too young to know about the Klinsmann days. They were great days. But my dad always tells me about the joy when it came out of nowhere. Oh, my, it was a brilliant signing. I wasn't always like this about Spurs. Terry said, Sav, you in contact with Sean? Haven't seen him in a long time. I've tried reaching out to him. I can't get hold of him, mate. I've tried getting hold of him. I can't get hold of him. So I hope he's okay. I spoke to Henry last week who said he had spoke to him. So look, I just hope he's okay. And yeah, it is what it is. I can't get hold of him at the moment. I'll try again. And when he's ready, I'm sure he'll reach out. Brian Daigle in the house. Big up, brother. Another person who is massive into the mental health work. So big up to you. Said, same crap, different windows. Spurs get on a plane to the Far East after QPR. There best be a couple of quality additions to the squad. Come on. Come on. You know it's not happening, Brian. Alf, big up to you. It's a genuine question by a Man City fan. Do Spurs fans unironically want to sign Dele Alli back? Or is this some running joke? I don't. I've got no interest, ironically, unironically, any ironicallys of signing him. No. I do not want to sign him at all. So, no. Rico Beans. I love that name. I said, I'd be happy with Eze, David, Edison, Loco, and then Neto. By the way, for the people that have a pop like this guy who had a pop, what makes me laugh is I'm one of the only YouTubers who'll read out all your comments. Most YouTubers won't even acknowledge you, and they won't read out any comments unless it's a super chat. So, I mean, a little bit of credit is deserved, I think. Just a little bit. Spurs King said, do Arsenal need a striker? Their fans made out like Havertz was the second coming of Christ. I actually don't think Havertz is as bad as everyone makes him out to be, but I hear what you're saying. Killian, Sav, what time you live? At 10 a.m. for my sins. I'll go to bed, wake up, have some breakfast, and I'll be live. Lautaro Martinez is signing a new contract with Inter, as confirmed this morning by Fabrizio Romano. So that's not happening. Big up, mate. We're going to be busy and just demanding players. There's 30 days. You know, the season starts in a month. Like, if he's demanding, could he demand a bit quicker? Daniela Stewart said, early doors, my top 7 next season in alphabetical order, not where they finish. Interesting. Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, Man U, Liverpool, Newcastle, West Ham. Interesting. You think West Ham are going to finish above Tottenham? Interesting. Yes, I would like Matt O'Reilly. I think he's a very consistent footballer. I would take him. But again, you can't just buy Matt O'Reilly. You've got to buy Matt O'Reilly and 2 or 3 around him with real quality. But hey, we don't do any of that. 10 a.m. Saturday, absolutely. Belgrade Wonder said, I'm Serbian. Trust me, you dodged the bullet on Milenkovic. Good player, but not for Spurs. Makes too many mistakes and isn't comfortable enough on the ball. Forest, great fit for him. Look, all I can say is I've seen Milenkovic a number of times down the years. And I've always thought he looks a good centre-half. But, hey, each to their own. Where are we? Spurs King has said, Sean put a post up on his channel saying it. Yes, he did. Yeah. Look, let's not talk about Sean. I just hope he's all right. And I'll try and get hold of him again. Barbaric Disdain has said 57 years supporting this club and never felt this detached. It's unrecognisable. I do feel a bit like that, if I'm honest. I feel really detached. I feel like growing up, I felt like the club, you know, I felt like it was more of a family. Now I feel we are a business. I do feel detached on that front. Caleb has said, big up Sava, you are the best one out there for honest content. I try, but he always gets told that it's negative or complaining. So I guess it is what it is, right? Daigle said, yes, Football Heritage TV. Mental health is of huge and massive importance to me. And it'll be my honor to join your 24-hour stream for as long as I possibly can. Brother, you're welcome whenever. You know that. You know that. I think it's a hugely important thing that I think people should really rally behind. You know, I see people all day, every day, putting in super chats to all these massive YouTube channels and make loads of money. Why not put it into a charity? Why not put it into something that does good? And just looking at that, we have had a couple of more people have subscribed, have done that. DJ Evo said, look, I'm away at the weekend, so all the best. He's put in £20 and says mental health doesn't have club colours. Absolutely, mate. Mental health isn't about who you support. Mental health isn't about which footballer you like or I like. It's important. And Ross D, Howling Mad Murdoch, has said, keep up the fantastic work, Sava and Co. Big up to you. He's stuck in a tenner as well. So big up to you guys. We're up to £178. Listen, I'd rather than any super chats for me at any point that people put it into the charity. Big up to all of you guys. Really, really appreciate that. And that's why I ask for subscribers. I want as many people to be aware of this as possible. Just so you guys know, when you're at the level that I'm at, 12,600 on, the money you make on YouTube is minimal, right? It's only when you're 40, 50,000, you start making really significant money. So it's not for the money. If I can raise as much money for charity, that means more to me. Liston Hines said, as far as I'm concerned, we haven't signed anyone yet. Bergvall and Gray are players for the future. Bang on. Fine signings, but asking Bergvall to rip it up immediately is fantasy. I can't disagree with you at all. I can't disagree with you at all. I agree. For me, so far this window, the only thing we've done is signed Werner. Alpha Vaker said, we can rate Havertz in two different ways. From the perspective of a title challenger, he is trash. I think that's harsh. From the perspective of other teams, he's a decent or even great player. I don't think he's trash. I mean, he plays week in, week out for Arsenal and Germany. I don't think we can quite call that player trash. Yeah, it's comments like this where I just go, meh. These fans, new fans to Tottenham, new fans. Rafa Austin has said, how do you think Tammy Abraham would do if he went to Arsenal? I don't think he's prolific enough. I think he'd offer them a different dimension. I think he'd be good if he was one of three. As the main man, I'm not so sure. I don't quite think he's prolific enough. I think he's a good footballer. I think he's got quite good footwork and technique. Just doesn't hit the back of the net enough for me, and very injury prone. Look, I just constantly Google Romano, Plettenberg, Ornstein, and all these guys and wait to see what they say. But hey, detach from the negativity. I'm just going to ban you in a minute because you keep saying stupid things like this and never actually offer anything. I've asked Kuva. He will possibly join. I have asked. It depends. Look, it's people's Saturdays, right? So it's their availability, and I'm forever grateful for anybody that can spare it up, and because it is for charity. Brian and Sava, the duo I didn't know I needed. Yeah, Brian and I will be on your screens on Saturday. Don't forget, Spurs are playing QPR at 3:00. I don't know if it's on Spurs Play or if we'll be able to watch it anywhere, but we will keep up to date with that and every friendly across world football. We've got a long day. We've got quizzes, competitions, shirt giveaways. There'll be some tears. There'll be some laughter. I'm sure Mr. Box Office will be on at some point telling everyone what they need to know and what they've got to get to know. So we're going to have some fun. We always do. Last time there was the 40 Nugget Challenge, which was mad. Absolutely, Mark. Absolutely. You're more than welcome, my friend. More than welcome. Matthias Delit, pushing hard. Agreement around 30 million. Where are you seeing this, please? Lucky Singh, tell me where you are seeing this. That would be great to know. I'm just checking. Hang on. Leon, what's going on here? Leon are advancing in talks to hijack Georgia's Mikowadzi's move to AS Monaco. So obviously Mikowadzi or Mikadze was one of the Georgians that stood out in the tournament. So Leon trying to hijack that move. You've got to love a good hijack. So yes. So that's going to be interesting. That's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens with Matthias de Ligt. Havertz is clutch. Love that word. He's clutch. Yeah, I don't think he's trash. I don't at all. Listen, do I think he's a world beater? No, but in football now, you either got to be world class or trash. There's no in between, which is absolutely madness. Smash the like buttons, people. We should be at 200. We're only on 170. 170. So please do smash that button. Look, I remember. Yeah. Is that the show I did with Premsy? Yeah, me and Premsy speak now, but yeah, that was funny. Hey, it is what it is. Well, if they were both signed as first team players, that shows how little ambition we've got, doesn't it? If we're signing first team players that are both 18 and never played in a top league, doesn't really say a lot. I like to think they're more kids for the future than anything. Caleb has said Lang, Munn and Mackenzie are working hard behind the scenes. Sure. We're going to move before the tour because it wouldn't make sense if we didn't. We need to be a bit concerned, but we also need to wait. What are we waiting for every year? When we're told to wait, what are we waiting for? I don't understand this. This is their job. This is their time. It's the transfer window. It's open. Depends who it is against. I might do some of them, but it depends who it's against. And it depends on the time. Rico Beans has said, by the way, Sava, these evening chats get me through the summer. Reading out comments and having interesting conversations is so enjoyable to watch and get involved in. I'll be donating for sure. Big up. Really appreciate that. I really, really do. I really do appreciate that. Look, I'm hoping we get to the stage where we're having these conversations because we're actually in talks with footballers. So do you know what I mean? I want to come on, guys, and say, guys, we're buying this player or we bid for this player. It's just not happening. Yeah, he's been canned. Don't worry, he's been canned. Yeah. Kudos to him indeed. Posty Pat says, Sav, I'm behind watching. I guess it would make sense for our owner to not publicly announce who our targets are, as other clubs could move for them. Sure. Listen, I'm not saying he has to announce who our owners are, who our ambition, our targets are, but you know, tell us what we're meant to be aiming for at least. What are we aiming for as a club? Like, what are we doing? You know, it is what it is. Yes, Adogi apparently is still out. And apparently, yeah, Donnelly, who played at left back at the weekend, that baffled me. Is there not a single 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-old left back at Tottenham Hotspur that could play? Hey, it is what it is. Philly has said we can do a combined 11 of Real Madrid and Arsenal, Angus, and have 8 Arsenal players in it. Oh, how we laugh. Listen, we're going to do a lot of combined 11s during the 24-hour charity show. Phil said we are waiting for a trophy, Sava. That's what we're waiting for. It's not going to happen unless you sign quality players. It's not going to happen. We're no closer to a trophy than we have been for the last 16 years. We're no closer. There you go. Look at that. Terry O'Shea said, if someone's kind enough to donate £25 to the great cause, then I'll straight up double it. Right. So let's have a look. Between now and the end of the show, let's see if anyone sticks in £25. So £25. As of now, we're on 178. So by my maths, that will take us to £203, if my maths is correct. And then Terry O'Shea will then put in 50. Right? Is that what are you saying, or putting another 25? Whichever way that is brilliant. So who's going to be that guy? Who's going to be that guy? El Tel is here. El Tel, big up. Oh, El Tel, you gave me, if it's who I think it is, you gave me my favorite bad quote of last year, which was the only difference between Man City and Spurs is that they play in blue and we play in white. I loved it when you said that, but I did take the absolute piss out of you. I'm saying it to your face because I just thought it was absolutely incredibly terrible to say. Hope you're well. Big up to you. You're more than welcome to come on Saturday for the stream and we can talk about it. But I hope you're well. Lee said, evening, Sava. Just eaten a paella in honor of our Spanish overlords. Ola. Did anyone really think that England were going to beat that Spain team? Did they really? Not me. Ed, I think Eze's going to happen. Well, it needs to happen. It's got to happen. But you know what? It shouldn't just be Eze. When we sign Eze, I'll go, brilliant, great signing. Next. Where's the next signing? Who's the next one, right? Can't just be Eze. But yeah, listen, I really, really do hope that we sign him. Come on, who's going to be the person to stick in that 25? Who's going to do it? We've literally got £75 on the line here. If anyone can stick in 25 quid, think how much money that makes for charity. Where are we? Werner forced an own goal the other day. Yippee. Oh, combined 11, Real Madrid and Spurs. It's just Madrid's 11. Yes, yes, of course, yeah. Yeah, I didn't say I'd do a combined 11 of Spurs and Madrid. Oh, I do laugh. Big up Joe Red. I said, keep doing what you do, Sava. FHTV and Tottenham away. Best Spurs YouTube content by far. You know why? Because both Spurs, Football Heritage TV and Tottenham away, we don't fit in. We don't conform. We don't just tell everyone what they want to hear and fly with the wind. And hang on, I should probably send, hang on 1 second. If everyone can bear with me for 1 second while I try something. I am going to try this. I always mess this up. I wish some, bear with me 1 second. Oh, God. Settings. Night and God, what am I doing? Sorry, bear with me 1 second, people. I'm trying to, oh God, what's going on here? Sorry, bear with me 1 second. Something's just gone all a bit odd. Oh God, what's going on here? 1 second. Show more. I've completely forgotten. I this is really, really bad. I've completely forgotten how to redirect. How bad is that? I haven't redirected to anyone for ages. But listen, what I will do is, let's cross your channel. I'm going to, oh God, I'm having an absolute nightmare the last few minutes. What I will do is ask that Stel and Co are going to be live at 8:30. I think that we should go over to them at 8:30. I'll be going for another 10 minutes and then handing over to those guys. I'm just trying to see if I can, I completely forgotten how to do it. And I know all the other YouTubers will probably laugh at me, but what I'll do is I'll put the link to Stel's show in here anyway. I've just seen the title of the show. Where is it? 1 second. Where is share? Copy. There we go. Right. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, we've done that now. So I'm going to put the link in so that we can please go over to Stel's show as soon as this finishes in 8 minutes. Caleb has said, I won't lie, having the scouting team sign Gray and then gone on holiday, sure they do not even have too much. I don't believe that at all. Surely a Premier League scouting team do not go on holiday during the transfer window. Richard Hollis, there is a link. There is a link attached. There is a link pinned. If you can see it, the pinned link should take you there. If you can't see it, could someone be so kind? Hang on, I can be so kind to put it in there. 1 second. Ready? Here is the link. So the link is there and it will say https tinyurl.com. It's there. So please, here it is. Here it is. So that is where you donate. And this is where we go at 8:30 for Tottenham away. And please do let them know. I can imagine you've been banned from Tottenham away. You do chat a lot of silly things. Where were we? We were here. Alpha said, I doubt that there will be at least one delusional England fan that thought England had it. Oh, there were many delusional England fans. I thought we were terrible throughout the whole tournament, but that's just me. Have you seen who linked with Spurs? Billy Sharp going to sign an underground. Billy Sharp? What's that all about? Eze is not coming to us. Glasner would say, what the hell have you done to me? Jesus Christ. No, it's all good. It's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good. I think I've done it. It's all good. It's all good. I just had a brain fart. That's all. We're only going to sign one attacker. No, that ain't good enough. Look, we all know that. And that was the worst part about re-signing Werner for me. Again, Phil, what were you watching? I don't think they were there for the taking at all. I thought they controlled the entire game. We had one good move and scored. I thought England were absolutely crap. I thought we were terrible throughout the whole tournament. No, I don't. And that is why I worry. I don't think he will. I really don't think he will. That's always my worry with Ange. Sitting and watching him last season, watch us concede goal after goal after goal, going 3-4-0 down, not changing anything. That's the moment when I realised this manager was not for me. You don't get paid to sit there and do nothing. But, hey, it is what it is. And if we look at the donation, absolutely fantastic. Really, really generous. John Norman has just stuck in £25. Thank you so much, John Norman. Says, great call, Sava. Good luck with the stream. And then Rico Beans has said, Terry O'Shea, I hope you're a man of your word. Double it. Come on, you Spurs. He's also put in £25. So we just got another £50 towards the charity in the last 2 minutes. Big up to each and every one of you. I can't thank you enough. It really does mean the world to me. Thank you so much. And we'll talk about it at the end of the show before we leave in 5 minutes. Angus said, Sava, how many points do you think we'll finish above yous this season? I think 20 again, 22. At the moment, I just don't see what we've done to close the gap. That's assuming you have another great season. I can't see any reason why you wouldn't, and I think you will. I think you will strengthen, but I can't see how we're going to close the gap on you without buying top players. No matter how the most patriotic of Spurs fans talk, I don't see how we can catch up with you unless we sign better footballers. You're superior to us, and that's worrying. I can be man enough to say that Arsenal are superior. Rico Beans, he's doubled it. He has put in. Big up to you guys. And listen, absolutely, Terry O'Shea is a legend. What a man of his word. Has literally just stuck in 50 quid. So in the last 4 minutes, we have raised another 100 quid. We are at £278, which is 5% of the target towards the 5K we're going for. Lads, you are all legends. Thank you so much for that. Terry, thank you. I love that. Saying if someone does this, I will double it. That is brilliant. Legends. Absolute legends, all of you. Can't thank you enough. And I'll be thanking you a lot during Saturday. We do always win the league in October, yeah. Wow, Angus. Wow, 35 is a lot. I mean, 35, you'd need to have another great year and hope that we completely drop off. Let's hope that you are categorically wrong. But listen, stranger things have happened. Stranger things really have happened. Once again, Terry, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for doing that. That was brilliant. Listen, I'm going to ask nicely, just before we wrap up the show, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. It really does mean a lot, and it really does help the channel. So please do subscribe if you haven't already. Hang on. I'm going to put the link in the chat to subscribe. And if we could get 4 or 5 people to do that before the end of the show, look, here's the link. That'd be absolutely amazing. Listen, there's still 265 of you in here. There is the chat, the link to subscribe. Please do. It really does help YouTubers grow. And please do join Stel and I don't know who's got on with him tonight. Please do join Stel and the boys at 8:30 as they're talking. I believe that the subject to start with, at least, is going to be is Harry Kane cursed? No, I won't be this evening. I've got some bits to do. I need to spend some time with my wife. I need to have some dinner and all that kind of stuff. So big up. Yeah, listen, I would expect him to pick you lot over us. I listen, we're not going to pay £60 million for him either. So listen, he's a good young player. I'm sure he'll get a better upbringing with you guys than us. Everybody, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you so much to the Spurs D analyst who said if we don't get top signings in, does Anne surprise with tactical improvements or change in system, which then brings better performances and results? I don't believe he will. I think he's a very stubborn man. We will see. This is what needs to happen. Either way, you can change whatever you want. You're not closing you're not catching that top three with this squad. You've got to buy quality. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to the 2 people that just subscribed. Thank you for the likes. We've now just got to 190. Big up, everyone. Have a great evening. And there is the link. There is the link to go and join Stealth Show. So please go and click that link and just type in Sava Raid. Love you guys. Much love. Take care. You know what? As always, come on, you Spurs.